We're the talent, dude.
Totally. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, everybody, welcome in. A little right about now, Jason Sewell. And guess what? Bo Counts is joining me today on this one.
It's me.
You.
Hello.
Y'all, I'm so excited to have Bo. If you don't know, he has joined me several times on Good Day NWA. He also co-hosts my late night show, Later with Jason Sewell, which you can catch on Fox 24 here in Northwest Arkansas. But this one, CTV, we're all over the place, man.
We could be
Roku,
anywhere. Maybe
Amazon.
we're on your TV
Apple.
set right now, on your phone. I don't know, in your app, in your pocket.
Yeah.
We'll never leave.
Do you remember that time a few years ago when you two, everybody woke up who had an Apple phone?
Bono was like, hey, guess what? I'm in your biz.
Exactly. I'm in your biz. Here's a new album.
And you can't delete it either.
Yes. He's like, yeah, I know. We're like that.
Yeah, you can't delete us. We are undeletable. You're
okay.
undeletable.
Oh, bum, bum, bum. That's it. So how's it going? You've had a busy summer, obviously, at Pinpoint, which, if you don't know, it's an amazing pinball bar located here in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Busy?
Summers are interesting. In the hospitality world, July is always kind of a chill month, no matter what city you're in.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be college town because we're not like a super college bar.
Right.
We're a cocktail bar. We got vintage pinball. It's been a good summer. We've been able to plan for our big holiday season. We've been getting involved. We took some summer trips with the team, which is always fun. And we're really excited about a big holiday season approaching. And it's been a good.
When you go on a
time.
trip with the team, as you say, what are you doing?
So I like to be one of those boss owners that sets the bar for other businesses. Be like, hey, we need to be more like that. So
right, okay.
We'll take lake day trips.
I'm
with
bringing
the
up your
team.
website right now, by the way.
We'll take lake day trips. We'll for example, the last week in July, we ended up closing the whole bar.
Oh
for
yeah,
a week.
right here it says we'll be closed the 20th through the 25th for our team trip to Tales of the Cocktail.
Tales of the Cocktail.
What is that about?
Tales of the Cocktail is a conference. It's the world's largest cocktail conference, and the Tales of the Cocktail Foundation is a nonprofit organization meant to support hospitality, and there are brands and bartenders and bar teams from all over the world, and they gather in New Orleans in what is normally a pretty slow week, and injecting all of this business and education and resources and networking and tastings, and it is a learning experience. It is a team bonding experience. It is an experience to imbibe and have a great time. It's just so many things rolled into one action-packed week, and I shut the whole bar down, and I'm like, we get some hotel rooms. I say, come on down, and we just do it up.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Also, I just pulled up here. You obviously got great cocktails there.
Oh, yeah.
One of the draws is also pinball. You got pinball, and there's some tournaments that happen. There's an IFPA thing going on. You got weekly league play, but also people can just show up and play some games.
Yeah, we've got both. Competitive pinball is something that's relatively new to Arkansas, but not new to the rest of the United States. Like
right.
The IFPA is the International Flipper Pinball Association, and it is a national ranking. You compete in big tournaments. There's big cash prizes. Like it's a whole thing. And other states that have a little bit more of a pinball scene have been doing this for a while, but Arkansas, we're like the ones, and we've been on the scene since 2018. There's a couple of spots around Arkansas to play, but nowhere quite as big as us. And we host the tournaments. We started all the Arkansas competitive play, and our players will compete a lot against Oklahoma players, Missouri players, Texas players, and it's a lot of fun. And it's this weird world that people don't know exists.
Yeah.
And you walk in and you go, wait a minute, competitive pinball?
Right.
And it's a thing.
So I'm looking at the current lineup. I don't know if this is up to date or not, but your current lineup of games that you have. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite on the lineup right now?
Ooh, that's a tough one because there's a game. Well, man, there's a few. We recently did a full playfield restoration on our Funhouse, which is a
Oh,
great
yeah.
one from
1990 is what it says right
yeah,
here.
that's an older one. We've got Theater of Magic, which is a classic. I like the ones that aren't
here.
themed around movies.
Okay.
That's just a personal, because like the game itself is a.
Do you think that's a little gimmicky if you theme it around a movie, or so you got to be a little more creative if you just theme it around Theater of Magic or something like that?
Agree. So, would you like the nerdy lore?
Give me the
behind it?
nerdy lore, Bo Counts.
So, pinball, for most of its existence, was game designers and engineers that coming together and coming up with an idea, because the theme of the game is like what you want to get immersed in, like like a Nintendo game. It's like,
Yeah.
we're going to create this idea, you're going to play it, you're going to have fun. And somewhere along the way, in like the late 80s, I think Data East was one of the first companies to really start doing it, of going, we're putting these things in arcades, we're having a difficult time getting people attracted to our games. Instead of spending all this money on a game design that might not attract people to the game, why don't we just slap a brand,
a popular,
or a popular
thing, right?
on
Pop
it?
culture, yeah.
And so they started doing these movie themes, and they started seeing a lot of success in it. And some of the big giants, like Williams, which was like the king of pinball at the time, they were like, nah, we're not going to do that. But then they ended up even doing it with Addams Family. And Addams Family pinball was huge. It was the biggest one they had ever done. It was one of the most successful pinballs ever created. And they were like, wait a cotton picking minute here. There might be something to this movie.
You have the Addams Family.
I do. It's an amazing game.
Yeah.
And they started realizing that when they are trying to appeal to customers that may or may not be fans of pinball,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to do it when you throw a movie theme
'Kay.
on there, because they go, man, I love Star Wars.
Right.
And you walk up there and you don't even know what you're gonna do, but you know it's
But
gonna be
because
Star
it's got
Wars.
it's Star Wars related, you're like, I love it already.
Yeah, sign me up. And so now in the world of pinball, you're seeing 99% of new pinball being made of being movie themes.
Interesting.
And it is shift, but there are still the occasional one or two that come out that are unique themes that were created just for the game. And I love those, because then I get to explore something new.
What about this thing, Junkyard? That's a game. Is that based on a movie?
No, that's an
Okay.
original title.
I'm just looking through your list
It's
here.
a fantastic game. The idea of the game is you're trapped in Bob's junkyard, and he's got these evil dogs that are trying to get you, and you're trying to get out. And so you're looking around and trying to collect pieces of junk to make this big, like, a junk jalopy helicopter to fly out of the junkyard. And you can eventually, no, it's so fun. And you eventually like can find different things to make different tools, like a time machine. And eventually you can take the jalopy to space. And then there's a space battle with Bob, the crane operator. And
That's amazing.
and you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Or you play Star Wars. And
Right.
you're like, oh, the Death Star is
Right.
approaching. And you're like, we know.
We know that story, but check this out, Junkyard. Do you think Junkyards had a moment? I'm just remembering, like from my childhood, which was a little more in the '80s. This game, I guess, came out in '96. But the Junkyard Dog was a wrestler.
No, and then there was Heathcliff, the
Heathcliff with
cat.
Junkyard Cat. In the movie Sandlot,
It was a junkyard.
Junkyard, and they had a dog.
So I think Jason, I think you illustrate a really good point, because in the late 80s, early 90s, children still had freedom to like go on a bike and like ride
That's
around.
so true.
And places like junkyards were like this treasure.
Yeah.
Like we had no idea what amazing treasures.
What's behind the fence? I just watched that movie Stand By Me off an old Stephen King novel. There's a junkyard in it, and there's a dog that like chases them around.
Did you ever see the movie the Explorers, where they go to
Yes,
the junkyard and
of
build a
course.
spaceship?
Build a spaceship, which is kind of like this game you're describing.
Yeah, and it's because of a junkyard. And these kids, like, we were all fascinated with, like, man, what if we just like hop the fence and get in there and we find treasure?
And you could find the right components to make a robot, a spaceship, a helicopter.
Everything.
It all exists
In a
in a
junkyard.
junkyard.
And then everyone realized with the internet, it's like, no, it's just trash
Yeah.
and like hepatitis and tetanus. Like that's
Yes.
the treasure was the doctor's visit.
The
afterwards.
doctor's
Yeah.
visit, and your parents were shelling out money.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, you got a lot of fun games. So that one sounds like a blast, Junkyard. So games there, obviously at Pinpoint.
Oh, yeah.
Cocktails all the time.
You know,
Delicious.
I would have made cocktails if we'd had a bar.
Little more
here set
space.
up.
Next
So
time,
Next time I will
we'll make
make some
some.
cocktails for you.
So what we're going to do on this episode of Right About Now is we're going to look at summer blockbusters.
Oh, my
So
favorite.
yes, I know, because if people don't know, not only just Pinpoint, but you also have an entire show
Yes.
dedicated to movies.
A web show, not unlike this one.
That's right.
I've been doing the drive-in speaker box since 2004 or
Wow.
5, like almost 20 years now. And it started as a radio show, and it has evolved. It was a live stream. It's been a podcast for years off and on, and now it is a dedicated live stream that we do, and then we upload it out there as a podcast afterwards, and we discuss movies. I used to work in the film industry,
Yeah.
and it was this. I've been a lifelong lover of films and the theater experience, and then working in the theater or film industry. Worked at a video store as a kid. You
Be Kind, Rewind.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Michelle Gondry, fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's what was on all the stickers. People are like, well, what are you rewinding? And I'm like, clearly you've never seen a VHS.
Yeah, I know. So sad.
But, the show is very much made to talk about movies, what's coming out, give people an idea of how the industry works. And I never want to give a star review. I don't like giving ratings.
Right.
I like giving opinions on movies because movies are art, and art is subjective. The way that you interact with a movie is going to be different the way that I interact with a movie.
100%.
So you can't be like, it's bad.
Right.
It's like I can tell you why I don't like it, but you might think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that on the show. We're going to talk box office. We're also going to have a moment later in the show to visit with our new sports director. Pig Trail Nation new sports director Trey Dare is going to join us. We're going to
Have
kind
you
of
seen that sports movie that's coming
dive
out
in.
about Bear Bryant?
Oh, I saw a trailer for it.
Yeah.
There's also one coming out about John Madden.
Whoa.
Uh,
yeah. That one looks good too.
Right? Yeah. So lots to discuss. Stay with us. We'll be right back with a little bit more right about now. Yeah, let's get right back into it right about now. Bo Count's still hanging out with us.
Still hanging. We're back.
We're back.
We didn't go anywhere. Actually.
We
We're just
went and got
we're
some
waiting on
water.
y'all. Actually, how are those ads? Were they great?
Yeah, you know it. Only the best. So, talk about movies.
Yeah.
We got to go back in the summer. Maybe let's do like a bit of a recap.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
What was the first? And feel free to pull out your notes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been a busy summer of movies.
It certainly has. I thought maybe what we could do is kind of split this into movies that came out box office
yeah.
and some that are upcoming, and then also talk about some
so many.
streaming options, like separate in a
I
separate category.
Just last night, watched that new streaming movie on Amazon with
Pete
Eddie
Davidson?
Murphy and
Yeah.
Pete Davidson. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can't even remember what it was. The Pickup,
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
and we'll talk about
what
it.
is the-
I literally just watched it last night.
What first one? What do you want to talk about first? I guess.
Well, it's your show, Jason.
Yeah.
But I mean, this has been a crazy summer for movies because it was one of these summers where we're like, are comic book movies dead? Like this is
That's a good point.
Are they gonna come back? You know, that we saw the rise of the independent movie like Sinners.
Yep.
That showed that
Sinners was huge, and I loved that movie.
and it showed that it didn't have to be tied to any pre-existing intellectual property,
Mm.
kind of like that thing we were talking about with pinball.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, well, it's got to be something you know. Sinners wasn't. And it showed that audiences were hungry and excited about new ideas if they were done right.
Yes.
And
Because so many of them are kind of mid, right?
because they're putting less effort into making these movies when they know we're gonna see, like, you know, I'm gonna How to Train Your Dragon's a great example.
Okay.
Like How to Train Your Dragon is a great movie. No one questions how amazing How to Train Your Dragon is. The new one, How to Train Your Dragon, that just came out,
Yeah.
is the exact same movie.
Just a live action
Just
version.
live
of the same-
action.
We're doing a lot of these live actions. I mean, you know, you say that, but then look at the track record of Lilo and Stitch and how many billions of dollars that movie brought in over the summer.
And that's what studios get this dilemma. They're like, why do we need to come up with these new ideas when we just do the same thing we've already done, just make it look a little different?
Yeah.
And you're going to give us $1 billion. Or we could just like really scratch our heads and think of something new and get like 400 million.
So really the fault is ours because we keep buying tickets to go see these things,
The magic
right?
is in us the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah, and so that's kind of something I say on the drive-in speaker box a lot. It's like, if you want to see new, exciting, and unique movies, then go and support movies you've never heard of. And I know a big thing that people say is like, well, I've never heard of that director, and I've never heard of that actor, and I've
Right.
never heard of that story. So I don't know if I want to go spend $10.
Right.
And I challenge people to go take a chance.
Yeah.
Like if it's a 2 hours of your life, even if you don't like it, you get to sit in a comfy seat, eat some popcorn,
Right.
you know, and have a
What's-
good time.
what do you lost? Yeah.
What have you lost?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a, I guess, let's talk about Formula One, the movie F1.
F1. The weirdest title ever.
Yeah,
F1.
F1,
The,
the
movie.
movie.
As if we were all just like going, oh,
what is this?
when is the movie of F1 going to get made?
Yeah.
Because we're such big fans of F1, the not movie.
People didn't still even understand that F1 was Formula One. But the thing about this movie is, like what you were talking about, it was sort of a new concept. I know we've had racing movies before, but this was an original idea.
Have you
at
seen
least.
how much money it's made overseas where people
Tons.
actually watch
F1? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, it was a newer concept, a newer idea for American
Got to find the right movie.
audiences.
Here we go. Yeah.
And you know, you threw a little bit of star power. Everybody loves Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And that movie's a Western.
Mm.
I'm going to tell you right
I
now.
did not see it. I want to. It was made by the director, just so everybody knows, made by the director who made Top Gun Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it kind of has similar sort of vibes and feel to it.
Because
you got
Maverick
this,
is also a Western.
right. You got this aging pilot. You got this aging race car
Racer.
driver.
You know, and then he strolls into town, the man
Right.
with no name, and they got a problem. Exactly. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
And he looks around and he's like, I'm gonna fix all these problems. And he's like, you know, it's kind of stoicism is like heavy, and then they go in and he generally gets the girl and he solves the problem, and then when offered tons of reward and a place in the history of fame, he goes, no. I did it for the satisfaction of the job. And then they run out into the sunset. And I mean, that's what happened with Maverick. That's what happened with F1. And it's good. And
Yeah.
it's a formula that works. And it's a Formula
It's a
One.
Formula One. It is
Yeah.
a Formula
And
One.
it works.
Yeah. what were your takeaways in terms of acting in this one? Because I love Brad. Everybody loves Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And it has some other notable people in
The
there as well.
supporting cast was great. You know, it is the Brad Pitt show. Like,
Yeah,
let's not get it twisted. And you know, the rest of the cast, the performances were good. The pacing was pretty good. You know, for a movie that's just about cars going fast. You know, like you said, it's not our first race car movie,
Right.
But they set it up in a way where you actually you started to care, and then the relationship between him and his. So unlike NASCAR and other things where it's all about, it's just Dale Earnhardt, baby, going in a circle. Like this, you have a racing team, and there's more than one of your team's cars on the track, and it's an interesting concept, and you build that relationship between these two racers that like didn't really like each other, and then they became homies.
Okay. I mean, I want to see it. I didn't see it. I do want to see it.
You'll enjoy it. I think you'll like it.
That was coming up. Let's talk other successes this summer. Definitely Superman, I think, was a success.
Well, and on more than one reason. Like, it was a financial success for sure. Excuse me. But it was also a success in the sense that DC was struggling to figure out what they were trying to do in terms of competing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so they did the whole James Gunn treatment. They're going to let James Gunn
do James Gunn.
Yeah.
I'm going to let James Gunn do his thing.
He's going to gun it.
Yeah.
And he did. He turned, like, a lot of the DC universe that is happening now was kind of serious and a little bit somber and not like fun and didn't have a lot of humor in it. And James Gunn's like, let's put a dog that just like tears stuff up.
Yeah.
And like, let's put fart jokes in it and middle fingers made of green alien goo. And
Yep.
and it works.
Yeah, the Green Lantern. That's true. That whole scene was in there.
People enjoy it and ate it up, and it gave a fresh new spin on like a side of DC that exists in the comics, but we just really haven't seen it on screen.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, and I think I like James Gunn's stuff. I enjoyed that it was kind of wacky and wild.
Mm-hmm.
You normally, well, I don't know if normally, but in the most recent iteration, the Zack Snyder sort of Superman, it's real heavy. You feel very dark. I'm okay with that when it's Batman. With Superman, for some reason, I just want something a little bit lighter. I mean, the guy flies. Let's show some fun.
And I think that's one of the things that when comics have a difficult time translating to general audiences that aren't comic book fans, because comic book fans, when they think about a character, they think about the anthology of that character's history that they know and love. So, when you think about Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, big comic book fans also know all the tragedies. They also know all the dark arcs that made them fall in love with that character and be very, very passionate about it. And in a movie, you got like 2 hours. Right. And most of the people don't know all these different characters' lores and stuff like that. So you gotta hit them with something that's fun, hit them with something that's upbeat, and make sure that they get hooked. And you can't do that easily in 2 hours. So James Gunn does a good job of finding out how to tell those stories, get you hooked, but also throw in enough serious to make it worth it.
And I also loved in this movie that they didn't reinvent the wheel by telling us his whole
because we know
story. Everybody knows you're going to a Superman movie, and if you don't know, if there's somebody young coming in that doesn't know, your parents are going to be able to say, hey, this is where we are. But also, like in the middle of the movie, they went to his hometown and kind of recreated it for you, his childhood, so that you got that kind of,
now I will say that his parents had a little bit more of a drawl than I was expecting. But
they were very country.
Because where's his?
Right, I know.
Yeah,
he went to the big city, and
you don't get raised by two people talk like this, and then you show up and you're just like, "Hi, it's me."
Yeah,
come on, dude. Where's your drawl? Just say y'all twice.
Yeah, that's all we're asking for. I loved Mr. Terrific. I thought he stole the show. Honestly,
yes, I thought he was more engaging than Superman to me.
Yeah, no, I mean Superman did great. David Cornswet did a great job. I have no problem with the casting. I liked him a lot. But every time Mr. Terrific was on screen, I was like, "Ooh, what's he gonna do?"
Yeah, this is the movie I came for.
Yeah, what's he doing now?
I hope he'll probably get his own movie now.
Yeah, of course.
Because a lot of people have been saying that because that character stole the show.
Yeah, really fun. Okay, well, let's just stick with the sort of superhero theme. Recently dropped is a Fantastic Four movie, and although it had a fantastic opening weekend, people are saying it kind of fell off in the second weekend. Maybe it wasn't quite as successful as they originally hyped it out to be.
Fantastic
You saw the
Four
movie.
has-
I'm seeing it this weekend. My expectations are just mid. I'm going to go and pop some popcorn and have a fun time at the theater.
And that's what this movie's for. And I will say that, like, the Fantastic Four is one of those character groups that everybody knows, and we have tried so many times to get people to be really in love with the Fantastic Four. I mean, there was cartoons in the 80s and 90s. There was the movie in the 90s. There was a movie in the 2000s. There was another movie in the mid 2000s. And we have been just really trying to get Fantastic Four fever on, and it just never seems to happen.
Do you think that they are one of the rare exceptions that kind of work better as a comic book?
Yes, I think so. And because there is a suspension of disbelief that I have with certain comic book characters where it's like on page they're great, but then in live action it starts to get a little weird. Like,
Yeah.
And with Fantastic Four, they did a good enough job of separating it from our real world by putting it on like Earth 838, again establishing this
Different multiverse,
and different Earth, and so the costuming, the timelines, and all this kind of stuff is different. So it feels a little more,
It's a lot of world building, right? You've created their own world that they live in that's like ours, very similar to ours, but just a little bit different than ours.
You give it a little bit more room to wiggle when you're not constantly comparing that world to ours.
Yeah.
And this movie succeeded in that. One thing that I enjoyed about it is it didn't, since it was on a different Earth, they were the only like superheroes that were present in the movie that at least were even acknowledged by humanity. They were like, yeah, these are the super people. And it wasn't like these scenarios that you see in some Marvel movies where they're like, well, why didn't they just call Thor? Why didn't they just call like Iron Man? Why didn't Spider-Man just show up?
Yeah.
Like, come on, this problem be done
Or
real quick.
it could be like the Superman scenario where it's obvious that there have been superheroes that have existed since whenever, and they all show up and do things, and they're a part of a league or a gang or whatever they call themselves, and
My
they're just a
favorite
part of it.
in Superman, in fact,
Yeah.
was when him and Lois were having that argument. And then there was like
same
stuff
He was
going
like,
on
"Ah, they
outside.
got it."
And that scene was important to me as a viewer because it showed that this world exists in a place where there's monsters all the time and there's superheroes flying around, and it's like, okay, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Just another Tuesday. Okay, Jurassic World Rebirth. Did you see? I did see this, so I wanted to talk about it.
It's got Jurassic on it, so of course we
Right.
all went and saw it.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm gonna say that of the Jurassic World movies, not the Jurassic
Not the
movies,
parks.
not the parks,
Okay.
but the worlds,
Yeah.
it was probably my favorite Jurassic
Yeah.
World. But that bar has gotten so low because I think we've been so oversaturated with Jurassic.
Yes. True.
And I mean, the last one I remember they were strapping laser beams to raptors' heads.
Yes, that
and-
one was over the top for me. I did like the first one of that iteration with Chris Pratt. I mean, it was just kind of rehashing the marks of the original, so there wasn't a whole lot of originality to that one. This one, to me, you had me up until the last bit, and then I know
when it turned into like monster mutants.
we've gotten into this mutant thing, which of course we're going to go there, but I don't necessarily, sorry if this is a spoiler, I don't need to see a dinosaur with a funny head and 7 arms and a weird...
No, it was the Cloverfield monster.
Yeah, it was.
It looked exactly like a smaller version of the Cloverfield monster.
Now you show me like a dinosaur that has maybe an odd coloring or is starting to grow,
a little more feathers or
something, right? It's like, okay, yeah, cool, I can go with that. But when we get into this weird
Godzilla
mutant
stuff,
I'm like, oh, okay.
No,
But I love the acting was great. I love ScarJo. I love Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali's amazing.
And Jonathan Bailey was also fantastic. Really played the part well. So and the tension they built was good in this one. Interesting that it is also like topping the charts. People, especially across the world, overseas, are going to see this one.
It's getting a lot more success than honestly I was anticipating.
Yeah,
because,
same.
Because I wasn't sure if we were getting Jurassic fatigue from the previous movies, and they kind of even acknowledged it at the very beginning of the movie. They're like, people are over dinosaurs.
Yes,
like,
I know.
Come on.
They made fun of themselves. So although it kind of got mid reviews from critics, everybody's still coming out to see it. I think there's something about a creature feature that people just like.
They just like it.
Even when they brought out a kaiju in the middle of that Superman
and
movie,
it's a
I was
heist,
like,
too.
yeah, and it's a heist, right? So people love all of those things. So several things to consider. So those were some big ones that came out. When we come back after this break, Bo, what I'd love to do is to dive into some small screen activities so we can talk about some things that came out on streaming. Like you said, you just watched the new one with Eddie Murphy on Amazon Prime. We want to talk about Happy Gilmore, 2 that came out on Netflix.
Season 2.
Sandman Season 2. So we'll dive into that stuff. And then a little bit later on, we're going to come back and we're going to talk with Trey Dare, our new sports director here at KNWA. So stay with us. We got all of that fun happening just after this quick break.
Mingo. Kelsey's a friend. She's like my sis.
And on Saturday.
Bunch of
And
shows.
he also comes on Good Day all the time. And he owns the pinball bar, which is
Pinpoint
on-
next to Hugo's.
next to Hugo's.
Yeah. Well, if you were to
go next
Kool-Aid
door.
Man through the wall down there, you'd be, oh yeah, having cocktails.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kool-Aid Man, I guess, is probably not destructive anymore. He's just
Yeah.
like,
He
hey
walks
guys.
into the
Yeah.
room. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Cultural touchstone, no idea. I know.
It's ridiculous.
Cool.
Kool-Aid Man's
like,
forever.
Maybe like 10 minutes or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Construction.
Do they
know that we're actually recording? Can I tell them?
They know.
Okay.
And they
I don't
like,
work for
try
them.
to
I'm
be
gonna get
quiet.
fired.
The thing is, the mics don't pick them up. This happens every day. It's like a constant. Matt gets real mad. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not just them. It's like everybody. There's different than it used to be. There is now always something happening when we're trying to record and have an interview with somebody.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm being quiet. There's always somebody doing something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But this is a,
TV. Right?
it's a studio.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's designed for quietness and privacy.
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 Uh,
All right, we're
all right, let's do
recording.
it.
All right.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Right about now, Bo Count's still hanging out.
We're still
and
here.
Yeah, man, we've been talking movies.
We have. We were talking. You missed all the cool things we said during the break.
That's right.
You should have been here.
We talked about all those indie features that
Yeah.
People are still on the fence about if they want to go see or
I
not.
know.
I'll tell you one that I
That's
did
on our
love.
Patreon. You're gonna have to pay for that content.
The Life of Chuck. I read that short story, so I knew what was going to happen in
Yeah.
that movie. Obviously, it's an all-star cast, so that's what would draw you in. Written by Stephen King, that might draw you in as well. But I think it was a surprise to a lot of people what went down.
They
in
didn't
that
know
movie,
it was
so.
like that first the way that it was paced.
Yeah.
You know, the third act is the first act.
Yes.
And people are like, "What is going on?"
The story is
man?"
told in reverse. This is the same he does in the book, but
And it's so good.
Hiddleston is so good, and it's all about that.
crying.
Yeah, and that dance scene is just phenomenal. Yeah, exactly. That finger,
Yeah.
and then you learn why he wags that finger later in the.
Oh yeah.
in the
I mean,
movie.
that movie. I saw that. I did catch that in the theater, and I'm
Yeah.
really really happy about it because that movie was just something special, and I wished it had gotten more recognition than it
Yeah,
has.
same.
And I think maybe by the time award season cycles back, again,
Yeah, and when it comes out on.
streaming.
Well, it has it's on video on
VOD,
demand,
yeah.
right? But I think you can when it's on streaming, people are going to watch it. One that I did watch and that I absolutely had a blast with was the Happy Gilmore movie. I don't know did you see that one? What were your thoughts?
Of course, I mean it's Happy Gilmore. You know what? 100 million years later,
yeah.
we're getting this Happy
As
Gilmore.
evidenced by the beard.
And it was fun. I mean, it's one of those movies that I have to like. You enjoy it because it's good to. It's like seeing old friends.
Yes,
you know,
100%.
Now, when I start to like put my film critic hat on,
Yeah.
it starts to fall apart a little bit. But then I go, no, don't think about it too much.
But it doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be.
It's not a
cinema.
thinker. It's not a thinker.
It's not a thinker.
And I loved that about it. I loved that
you
it
just tap it in.
it tastefully did kind of humor that we would have grown up with.
Yeah.
But it did it correctly.
In a way that
I
we
would
won't
say.
get canceled for
Yeah,
in 2025.
in 20 years from now, we won't
Yeah.
be like,
Why did we laugh at that?
yes, I thought it was done really well.
But yeah,
And-
it was fun. And, I mean, I did not realize, like, the original Happy Gilmore had some real golfers in it, kind of as a nod
Right.
to jokes. But this one was like
Some
half
very-
the cast.
very
was,
obvious,
yeah.
real
and
professional
then shout
golfers.
outs to one of the greatest performances, John Daly.
John Daly crushed it, man.
Crushed it.
Loved it.
And he used to regularly drink on Dixon Street. I
Yeah,
don't
of
know
course.
if you guys know that or not.
Dude, John Daly is a legend. No matter where you go, everybody just wants to hang out with John Daly.
Yeah, he's just the dude, man.
Yeah, dude, I love it. What else came? So you wanted to talk about? You said you just watched that Eddie Murphy flick.
Yeah, the pickup. That movie
Yeah.
was. I had no idea about it. It was not really on my radar. And I get home, about to like cook some dinner, turn the TV on, and it's like, check this movie out. And I'm like, what? Eddie Murphy? And,
Yeah.
like, I love Eddie Murphy.
I feel like they surprise dropped that one. I
They
don't know
did.
if that's true, but it seems
Because
like what they
normally you
did.
see like coming soon, like look out, dropping on whatever day.
Right.
Like I've been seeing ads on Netflix for the new season of Wednesday for like 2 months.
Yeah,
But this one came out and it's a heist. It's a heist movie. It's like one part Speed. The old Keanu Reeves.
Of
where
course.
the bus is going, you can't stop.
yeah, and Pete Davidson's in it.
And Pete Davidson's in it, and Eddie Murphy's in it. And Eddie Murphy is great. And I like that Eddie Murphy is kind of returning to form. He's back and he's making more movies that might have R ratings in them, which he avoided for a long time.
Right. But now
Because he's back doing
being
it.
himself.
Because it was because of his family reasons. He's just like, I don't
Yeah.
want to keep making these kind of movies. I'm trying to raise kids, and I don't
Right.
want my kids to see what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But now that they're grown, anyway, this movie, they're in an armored car and they can't stop because people are trying to rob the armored car.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And then they're trying to fight off, these people that robbed the car, but then they end up trying to they become accomplices in the heist for reasons that I don't want to spoil. But it's just a silly, fun, heisty ride, and with
Another silly, fun movie.
and it's
I guess.
buddy cop, the
Yep.
formula, two people that kind of don't like each other but have just unmistakably good chemistry, and by the end of it, they're friends.
Yes.
and yeah, it's fun.
I know I said we would just talk about streaming movies now, but I'm going to go back because
We're going back.
did you see the Naked Gun movie?
That's the one I didn't see.
I want to see it so bad. I heard it was great.
My
So-
co-host of the Drive-In Speaker Box, Jake, he did see it, and
Okay.
he said it was great. And if you love that style of comedy, which has been gone from Hollywood for a long
Absolutely,
time,
it has. Yes.
he was like, it's that. He was like, there's so many jokes that are coming at you that you don't even need to understand them all to be laughing.
yeah.
And it's just, that's all it is. It's just joke after joke after joke after joke. And it's absurd. And,
Yes.
And he said it was a lot of fun.
It's another callback to kind of humor. And maybe comedies are having a resurgence because you don't really see nowadays it's sci-fi and it's superhero, I feel like, is what the
because
big
of those
blockbusters are.
intellectual properties,
Yeah.
that pre-existing content that people go, I've heard of that book that was successful, or that whatever that was successful, or toy that was successful.
Right.
I'm gonna go see the movie version. But with comedies are harder because most comedies aren't based off something that you already know.
Yeah.
And or they're making fun of something that you already know.
That's the truth.
So it's a harder thing to see. And with comedies, with the shift after COVID, where people were like, well, I'm just going to watch movies at home, that theatrical experience, a lot of people have just mentally shifted to go, well, I only want to see these big,
Oh,
grand,
if it comes out in
crazy-
IMAX, right? If
Yeah.
you've got your Dunes and your Star Wars and your Avatars, I'll go see that at the movie theater. But as far as like a meet cute and a rom-com,
I'm going to watch that on streaming.
Yeah.
And I think that robs people of the theatrical experience. That's not just about going, oh my God, big.
Right.
It's being, to me, one of my favorite things about seeing movies in the theater is not to see this enormous spectacle. It's to put my phone away, turn the lights down, take these distractions away from me that we are so used to in the world,
yeah.
and focus on the story. Because a lot of the times when I'm watching a movie on streaming, even when I watched The Pickup last night, the amount of times I paused it, the amount of times that I checked my phone, the amount of times I walked into the kitchen,
Yep.
I wasn't getting the whole thing, and I wasn't as focused as I am in a theater.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. What is the snack that you avoid
Avoid?
at the yeah? Is there one that you're? I mean, I know popcorn's everybody's go-to.
No, my go-to is chocolate-covered peanuts.
Okay.
I love chocolate-covered peanuts at the movies. I mean, it used to be peanut M&Ms, but the AMC has their own brand of chocolate-covered peanuts that are just incredible.
Oh, I got to know
and,
that.
And Goobers, because Goobers were the
Goobers
OG.
were the OG. Yeah.
But they changed the wax covering on it doesn't melt the same way. It's important.
Come on,
Jason.
Goobers.
Come on, Goobers. And there's just not enough salt. I love a salty Goober.
Yeah, I've heard that about you.
And so, yeah, it's just the Goobers aren't the same, but these AMC Selects now.
Okay, that's what they're called.
They are good.
That's the title.
They are good.
What do you avoid? Anything you're like maybe a sugary thing or
I don't.
or the
like-
cuisine?
Oh, I always get the cuisine. I
Yes?
am a sucker. I'm like, oh man, they got brand new bacon jalapeno cheddar stuffed bacon pretzel bomb pizza. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
And I'm
take
like, I'll
it.
have two.
Yeah.
But I will get those every single time. But I don't. I try to avoid things that are loud.
Okay.
Like nothing drives me crazy
Yeah.
than when people wait to get into their seat to prepare their nacho plate.
Yes.
Because they usually give them now in a bag.
Yes.
And then there's that like crinkly ass plastic.
So
that-
you got to uncrinkle the thing, and then you got to
And then
do
the
the
tray
cheese
is
sauce in the
crinkly.
tray,
It's
and the
all
whole
ma-
thing is making a lot of noise, and everybody around you is like, "Shut up with the nachos."
Yeah, and then when you eat it, it's like, and
Yeah.
you're like, God, like I'm pretty sure the plastic of both the bag and the tray are made from the company that makes Sun Chips.
Yes.
You know,
That's the loudest chips that there
loudest
are.
Bag.
Yes.
And yeah, so I try to avoid that. I mean, I love a good nacho tray, but only if I'm at like my house.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
What about you?
Well, popcorn is what we go to first thing. That's what we have to have. And then I have to tell you, I will get like a chicken sandwich or a hot dog. And because sometimes, in rare occasions, we will actually have that delivered to our seats. Because, you know, you can tell if you're an AMC Stubbs member or whatever. You're like, I'm sitting in row A, seat 18, and I would like this, please. And they'll just bring it out to you.
You go, concierge, bring me
Yes.
my. Well, and I will say the shout outs to Malco because Malco has one of the or at least the one here in Fayetteville has one of the best cheeseburgers.
Ooh.
Like the Malco cheeseburger and fry. That is not only is it like only $15.
Yeah.
And you get fries. It is delicious.
Okay.
It's a good burger.
I got to know that.
I went and saw The Menu. I don't know if you remember that
Yes,
movie.
of course. Yeah, with
And
Anya Taylor-Joy,
And Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes.
And I had the cheeseburger, and I don't know if you've seen that movie, but the very end scene is
Yeah.
about a cheeseburger.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it was like the perfect moment. I'm like,
Oh, you're eating
man,
it
I'm
while
eating
that
a
is
cheeseburger
happening.
while this cheeseburgers. Oh, it was so good.
Okay, well, stick around. Bo and I are going to do a little quiz when we come back with our new sports director here, Pig Trail Nation. Trey Dare is going to join us. So
And it's
you got,
not a sports quiz.
it's not a sports quiz.
It better not be.
It's going to all be about movies.
Yes.
Stick around for that. More coming up.
It's just me right here. It was a great shot of
Yeah,
me.
right. That in your face. Let's see. Okay, scooch that way a little bit, Trey. That's it. Perfect. We're gonna
Hey.
share a mic,
Yeah,
so
we're gonna do
let me
it.
get some levels. You ready? We're gonna quiz you, by the way. We have questions to ask you to get to know Trey Dare.
For quiz more based on modern history or past?
Not bad, just fun stuff.
Just questions.
Okay, cool.
Pop culture.
I was gonna say if you're like, who's number 64 on the roster?
No.
I don't.
No.
I've been here for 5 minutes, guys.
No. Yes.
None of it's sports related. We
There
picked a
might be-
topic that we made sure you
there
had
might
no
be a couple
idea.
of sports
Oh
questions
God.
that'll be really simple.
I'm
General
really,
knowledge, man.
I'm really bad at music.
Believe it or not, sports
Okay.
is not the rest of the world. So we're gonna
sure?
quiz you on.
you sure?
Absolutely sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
positive.
A lot.
You know what? I will argue that, and I will win.
I doubt it. I just beat 2 billionaires.
So now
this is.
it should say
Oh, you're using this. I was like, why does this look so familiar? Because it's OBS.
yes,
Yeah, it's just a different version of OBS.
correct. Okay, so this I'm gonna turn this up a little bit.
I'm easy to pick up. Easy to pick
Yeah,
up.
you
in
got
a
that
mic. Yeah,
kind
I
of
got
voice.
that voice.
Will you talk for a sec, Trey?
Mic check. 1, 2, 3,
Perfect.
4, 5. Mic check.
Okay, cool. All right, those mics. The mics are hot, just so you know. So maybe just don't say anything until we introduce you. All right, everybody, welcome back. We got Trey joining us now. What's up,
What's up,
man?
guys?
Thanks
Hey,
for joining us.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
We're doing well, you know.
And what people probably didn't realize is we're actually just like, look, I know it looks like we're far apart, but
Wait till
we're
he's
not.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
we're-
just right there.
Could
Making
reach
it-
out and touch him.
Magic.
Digital magic. It's like we're in different rooms, but we're right across from each
Yeah.
other.
Okay, so we thought it would be fun maybe to get to know you a little bit
Whose idea?
better. Yeah, my idea of fun.
Fun is open to interpretation.
That's
fellas.
true, man. You're so deep. Who knew? Trey Dare coming in hot. All right, first of all, give us a little background. Maybe where did you move here from? Where are you from originally?
All right, so I worked in Joplin before I came here. Got out of school 2008, 2009 moved down to Joplin. Wow, man, great people at Joplin. What a
Christy
fellow-
Spencer.
What a
That's who I think of.
Dude, no way, that was my boss.
I know. We have her on occasionally.
Yeah. What's she doing these
She,
days?
so Christy Spencer will come on Good Day NWA. She does something called the Polite Company, so she
Okay.
teaches people etiquette. So she
All right.
does
Oh,
lifestyle
I
segments.
know her. She's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, what?
Yes, I
What's
know.
I remember.
I'm
that.
trying to arrange it next time so that you're around when she is also here.
Yeah. Hey, name drop kind of thing. Hopefully she remembers me. Hopefully, only good.
Only
things.
good
I don't know
things.
what the hell she was thinking.
Yeah.
Bringing this kid from Pittsburgh out to Joplin, Missouri. But yeah, it was a cool cultural experience. You know, growing up. Pittsburgh's not the biggest city in the world, right? But it's
Sure.
urban and awesome upbringing. Parents, they absolutely, always there for me. Really love me, but we didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
We had our summer vacations, but more of an East Coast thing. So I don't really, as I said, I'm not really culturalized. I went to college 7 miles from where I grew up, so it's
Okay.
like right down the street.
So you're a Steelers fan? Pirates
yeah,
fan?
Oh yeah, oh man, yeah, the Pirates they stink.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're not very
there's-
good.
No, they're
And
they're so
notoriously, I
bad.
think throughout history, Pirates have always
Yeah,
stunk.
that's probably
I
true.
mean,
Yeah, worst run organization in sports the last 30 years. But that's
What about the
that's-
Penguins, the
that's for a
hockey
different
team?
conversation. My dog's name's Crosby.
Okay, well, makes sense.
Yeah, he's a pain in the you know what. That's
Yeah.
really his breed. But I wanted to go with Mario Lemieux, but the wife didn't. She didn't like the name Mario, so we went with Crosby. See, I'm out in Joplin, and to kind of wrap up with the story, how I sort of got to the region, man. I got back to the hotel room. Other than like my wife, a couple people, I cried like a baby. I was like, oh, I can't leave home. What am I doing here? Ended up having a good time, learning a lot of cool things. Then came to Fayetteville a couple times, just visiting the area. I really loved it. I said, hey, that'd be a cool place to live. So came
it's
here.
an
and-
easy place to get hooked on.
yeah, it is. Again, culturally very different. But me growing up more urban, not really being in like a college town. Penn State was near us, but yeah, a little bit even more farm-ish than Fayetteville, Arkansas would be. So came down here, man. Love the weather. Eventually met a girl. Now my wife. We've got a beautiful daughter together. So
Nice.
It's and look at this, man. Full circle. I had a moment yesterday for any sports fans that are really paying attention to this. Or last week, I should say. I'm on the field in Arkansas, and I was here in 2010, 2011. They won 21 games in 2 years. Finished fifth in the country.
I remember they were very good.
Went to the Cotton Bowl. They were unbelievable, and that team was loaded with Arkansas guys. Ryan Mallett first, then Tyler Wilson. Mallett, basically, Texarkana, basically an Arkansas
of course,
kid.
yeah.
And, he grew up in Lincoln, but anyways, Tyler Wilson
Was it
from
Greenwood? Yeah.
Setting records. They did some incredible things. Petrino was the coach, so I'm on the field, and I was working in Boston, the last 11 years, and I have this moment where I was like, if you would have told me 4 or 5 years ago you'd be back, you are going to be working in Arkansas, which I in a way I never really thought possible.
Yeah.
And you're going to be watching Bobby Petrino coach Arkansas. No way. What are the odds on that?
Yeah.
Give me a ticket because I'll throw it down for $1
Yeah.
and
And
I'll
now
be
here you
a
are.
millionaire.
You
And then
made it.
here it was. So shout out to Bobby Petrino, man, doing big things
I can't wait to see with the
what I see
offense.
over there from that offense.
Okay,
It's
good.
Very very organized. There's no you have such limited time with these kids, only X amount of hours in a week, so there could be no wasted motions. That's a Petrino calling card. So they've got their act together. Yeah, I love Taylor Green, but I think there's a lot of pressure on him. I think
Yeah.
the expectations for
Very
Taylor
high.
are very very high. So
We've
he's,
hyped him.
he's going to have to deliver,
Yeah.
big time for them to get to where they want to go.
All right. Let's get to the burning questions that I'm wondering. Morning person or night owl?
Burning question.
So night, but as I get a little bit older here, it's kind of shifting more towards the morning. Not even with nothing to do, I'd be staying up till like 2 a.m. back in the day. Then you get married, that's a little bit of a step of being an
Yeah.
adult. And then you have a child, and that's another step towards being an adult. But for all the parents out there, I'm about to make them mad that have young kids. Up until like 2 weeks ago, she rarely woke up before like 8:30 in
What?
the morning. Yeah.
My kids are older now, but I remember, and that was
I
never the
hear
case
these
for
stories,
me.
5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. No, she's not that kind of kid. She's
I
also,
don't even understand what
this
that
is,
means. 5:30, 6.
This is probably like bad parenting, but she's to the point where like if she gets up and we're tired, like just go play in your room, and she's cool with it. So she just turned 5, getting into pre-K here in the area. But yeah, definitely more of a night person. I'd rather burn the midnight oil than be getting up before the sun comes up. Or she's still on East time, so she's getting up like 7:30 now. Mom and dad.
Still adjusting.
Mom or dad, I should say,
Yeah.
is kind of doing the same.
You got to
thing.
split,
Yeah.
split up the responsibilities. Okay. Is there a phrase that you say that people will often hear you say on air that we need to be listening out for?
Like I'm Ron
To make the
Burgundy
drinking game.
Yes,
kinda-
I'm
kinda
Ron
thing?
Berg. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm
think-
Trey Dare.
I don't think so. No, I don't like. I feel awkward saying that.
Yeah.
There's
Double
something
dare.
about like
Doot, doot, doot. Oh,
something about
Yeah.
like saying your own. You guys are having fun with this.
Yes.
I gotta.
That's a segment.
Copyright on this.
Double Dare. I think somehow you need to work that into PTN at some point. I don't know what it
I don't know, I
means.
mean, maybe God willing, we work with the university, which is can be pulling teeth because those kids are busy and they got their own NIL and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, maybe 2 players, double.
Yeah, I
double
like
on
that.
it. You like that? I'll
Yeah.
give you
Yeah,
guys
give us-
royalties
give us
on
a
that one.
shout out. That's right.
But no, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure as people, watching, I'll have my bad habits and stupid stuff that I do, but
We
hopefully,
all do.
hopefully can stay out of my own way as much as I can.
So if you were to sum up SEC football in 3 words, what would those be?
3 words: passion, talent, culture.
Mm.
You think college football, you think the SEC, you think Saturdays down south. That's a real thing. That's a very real thing. A lot of great, incredible fan bases, and this is one of them. Don't lose sight of that. I know that the results aren't exactly what people want to be, but the expectations are still there. and
Tailgating, still great.
They're starving, man.
Yeah.
They're starving for something.
Is there a celebrity that people say you resemble? Have you been like, hey, you look like Jake Gyllenhaal, or I don't know, something like that?
No, but that's
Not yet.
that's cool, right? No, not. A lot of them are like random, I don't
Yes.
know. You know,
You're like, I don't
so
look
it's
like
not
that
like
person.
You look like my friend
it's-
Tony.
It's not like a one, you know,
Yeah.
one that's a hit. It seems like a bunch of them come up. So because of that, I think it's like a bunch of hot garbage. It's like, no,
Right. Yeah. You don't take it with a grain of salt.
fine. And I don't know. You sound kind of cocky whenever you're like, I don't know, insert name here. And
Yes.
it's like he's the sexiest man in Hollywood, or,
Right.
or whatever. It's like, dude, who the hell are you, kind of thing.
Yeah. Razorback fans are fill in the blank.
Optimistic.
Okay.
yes, they are.
Every
It's a-
year we're drinking the Kool-Aid.
It's a glass.
This year's gonna be different.
It's
Yeah.
a glass half full kind of thing. You know, and it's weird. Feeling like the media and feeling the fan base. You know, every region is different. Pittsburgh maybe not like overly optimistic where I grew up, but Boston, dude, they thrive in negativity. I was up there when the Patriots are going, 12-4, 13-3, and they're talking about like the bad 4-minute stretch they had in the fourth quarter. That doesn't happen here. People want sunshine and rainbows, and they want the results to reflect that too. Unfortunately, we got a lot of August is everybody's undefeated.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
That's where we're at. But what's going to happen whenever they get on the field? And, credit to the people here for largely keeping positive. I understand there's some frustrations.
Yes.
The leash gets shorter and everything. But
Especially with football, because we've had some success with baseball, we've had some
Yeah.
success with basketball. Obviously,
basically,
look at track. Every other soccer
in the last decade, pretty much every sport
Yeah.
has been very competitive. At least has
In
had
the
a
conversation,
window
right?
in that national discussion.
Yeah.
Not quite broken it down, but they've been on the doorstep and in a lot of aspects. Of course, basketball, 1994, and Musselman was basically on the verge of the Final Four. I think it was 3 years.
Yeah.
Whatever, a step or two away.
That's right.
So, yeah, they got to figure it out, man. College landscapes. I know people don't want to hear this, but it's about the money. So
Yeah.
they've got to find the money, and I don't.
Do you think everybody's scrambling right now in that respect, or does some people have it 100% figured out and everybody else is trying to be like them?
I mean, if you got your bag man that's got duffel bags of money and unlimited funds, I guess they've kind of figured it out. But I look at a school like Ole Miss. It's pretty similar to Arkansas, and
Yeah.
they're not lighting the world on fire, but they're really competitive. They're paying a coach a whole lot of money. They're winning, whatever, 8, 9, 10 games a year. That's good. But no, if you really look at the landscape of college football, I think you're starting to see a regression. This revenue share coming up with 20. That's a 20 million. Imagine running a business, a Fortune 500 company, maybe worth $1 billion, whatever they want to say, the NCAA or college athletics, or whatever kind of umbrella you want to use is worth. And it's like, hey, you got to go find $20 million. Excuse me.
Huh?
That's a lot.
Our what? Well, our budget's 100 million, 20 million.
Yeah.
So you're seeing layoffs all across the SEC. It's
Yeah.
not just Arkansas, but you still got the coaches making,
Making
8,
bank.
9, 10, 11, $12 million. You got players that don't get it twisted. They're getting paid big time by these schools, and they're getting paid big time also by their own kind of NIL avenues if they're afforded that opportunity as well.
So when you're not doing sports, or when you're not covering sports, I should say, what's your release? Do you go out? Do you play a sport? Do you watch TV? Do you have a streaming obsession? Do you go to the movies? Like, what do you do for fun?
I'm super unathletic.
Interesting.
I was never loved basketball, but didn't really understand the game. Wasn't really athletic enough to play it. That was like at the
You could
kinda-
admire it.
kind of middle school level.
Yeah.
With all the smaller kids, so football wasn't really my thing. Do like to play golf? Bad. I'm super bad. But all about perspective, right? I talk to people. They golf in the low 70s. They think they're bad. Even the pros get double bogeys. But a little hard around here. The heat, man.
It is, especially in the
you gotta
summer.
get out there.
Yeah.
Got to get out there early, or it's got to be
fall golf.
4 o'clock or something like that, late in the
Golf.
afternoon. Even then, you'd be teeing off. It's like 95 degrees. But my release, I'd like to hit the gym a little bit, get some time to yourself. Not really much of a TV guy. Try to catch as much sports as I
Well,
can.
you're on the TV.
My wife would say that I've probably got like a sports obsession with television, but that's from her purview. It's not what it used to be. It used to be like in my younger days, it was a lot more time being consumed watching, I guess, the product, so to speak.
I was going to say that there is a new Netflix show right now that's all based
Yeah.
on the SEC.
Correct.
So I assume you'll probably check that out at some point.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like, judging by the trailer, Arkansas is featured pretty prominently. I don't know if it's a full episode or how exactly the
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but certainly in the teaser trailers, there's a lot there on that Tennessee game.
Yes,
I don't know
because it was
maybe,
an unexpected win.
yeah, I don't know if that's like the week that they document for Arkansas, or how, if it's just
Yeah.
if it's just a really cool story to tell. But it's certainly that's what I've been seeing from it. Yeah, that Tennessee game was unreal.
Oh,
What a shocker! I mean, that Tennessee went 10-2 last year.
Yeah, and we
they,
were one of their losses.
Yeah, they beat Alabama. Josh Heupel is a brilliant offensive mind. Ian Maliava, who was holding the university up for extortion there, putting.
Remember when
points.
his brother went to the University of Arkansas for half a second?
I mean, you mean literally half it. It's like, does he even get to be in the record books?
I don't know. He could be. It was
Do you have to
year
at
ago.
least
He was redacted.
red shirt or not? Do you have to actually be on campus for a game,
Right.
To be counted? I don't know how that all works.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, you're here at the right time. We're happy to have you here. Trey Dare, everybody, Pig Trail Nation. Thanks for hopping in and kind of letting us put you through the ringer and get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, what happened to this trivia? We run
That was it.
We run
Yeah,
out of
all
he
the
made
questions.
it easy on.
I made it
I
easy.
thought it was going to be more.
You got
like
calculus and a little bit of history.
I thought it was going to be like a right answer, wrong
Who won the
answer.
Battle of 1842?
Kind of.
All right, let's leave you with this one then. You got to think about this one. Barbecue ribs, pulled pork, or brisket? What do you like the best?
Pulled pork.
All right.
You can't.
pork guy.
Brisket's a little fatty for my taste, but
Yeah?
you can't go wrong with a good rack of ribs.
Oh,
There's
man.
no way. What's your favorite barbecue spot in town?
Oh, Wrights. Wrights
Lucky
I've never
Barbecue.
been.
You got to go because they also
Been
pay money to
Sassy's,
the
Whole Hog,
linemen.
Penguin Eds.
Yeah, Penguin Ed's is good.
I'm
I
a
like
Lucky
it.
Luke's
Yeah.
guy.
Lucky Luke's
Their
right over here.
ribs are
I-
incredible.
I was disappointed to learn the Penguin Eds got rid of the phones.
Oh,
Oh,
did
yeah,
they?
they
Haven't
did.
been there
Yeah.
since then. You talking about the original one over here? right?
Yeah, like whenever I used to live here, they had the phones. And then we went back. I don't know, last year till those don't work anymore. It's like, what? This
Yeah.
is part of the
That was the
charm
fun.
of the whole thing. Anytime anybody's coming to Fayetteville, which living in the Northeast, not really. Not
Right.
really think. But anytime, like, yo, go check out Penguin Eds. That was my spot.
That's an OG, man. Everybody's loving it. Well, again, thanks for taking the time to hang out with
All
us.
right, Jason, Bo, thank you guys. Look
Yeah,
forward
man.
to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're gonna
Okay.
say goodbye. It's good, and now I'm going to use that to tease to this show. How long have you officially been here, Trey? Like 2 weeks? A month?
Week and a half.
Week and a half. I'm ready. Trey, we let Bo sit over wherever you are, and we just gotta say goodbye. Honestly, this is just gonna be real quick. Oh, the tagline that we say for this thing. Why can't we
Yep.
talking?
Talking.
Check.
Funk
Check.
Soul Brother.
Check.
Right about now.
Check.
The Funk
There
Soul
we go.
Brother. Check it out now.
We say you can't be right about everything, but you can be right about now.
Oh, okay. You can't be right about everything, but you can be right about now.
Yeah. You can just do anything and say right about now.
Okay. Right about now.
Jog on. Okay.
Right about now.
Exactly.
Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. It's all going to be Fatboy Slim.
Okay, here we go. I'm bringing it back.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody, that is it. Thanks for hanging out out with us and hanging out with Trey Dare. Bo Counts, as always, it's wonderful to see you and great to talk movies.
Anytime. Yeah, if you just need somebody to come up here and just
talk.
shoot it, let's
I mean,
do it.
I know we could talk we could have a whole other hour. We were just talking. So
I mean, we co-host so many things already, so let's what's another one? You know?
That's right. Yeah, let's do it. Well, like we say every week, folks, you can't be right about everything, but you can be right about now. That's it. We'll see you next week.